Empire of Sin's second expansion has officially released across all platforms today. Yes, the Hunt for Aurora is out and ready for you to play. And along with that, we got a brand new gangster, Robin Cray, as well as a chain of 14 missions for us to go through. We also got a lovely little gangster that's going to be accompanying. She's going to be with us along our travels. In fact, she actually spawns in alongside us in an opening cutscene, which I think is actually rather interesting. Now, of course, along with the new gangster and along with the new boss, we've also got new missions, as I mentioned, but they've also done an overhaul and a free update along with this expansion, just kind of changing a few things. Not only have they increase the difficulty of the overall game, especially if you play on boss difficulty. I think that actually comes in, but they've also done many fixes to the current state of the game as well, with I hear a promise of another update coming in the future too. Now, this is where I would typically like to read through the patch notes for the game. However, there just wasn't much for us to kind of look at. However, I did grab a few shots for us to have a look at that they've actually revealed. As for the full patch notes of the game, as far as I can tell, that hasn't quite been released. So it reads, Empire of Sin Hunt for Aurora is out now. Step into the shadows with an all-new boss from overseas, a specialized gangster class. And of course, you have also got some heist-driven missions. This is because we're actually hunting for the Aurora Diamond. So that kind of, plays into that. And as you can see, it has been released on the PC, the Switch, the Xbox, and the PlayStation at the same time. Now, I believe there is actually a issue with the Microsoft Store on PC. I believe the launcher itself was failing to launch, but they do promise to be fixing that very soon. So, of course, if you are on PC and you are having issues, let us know down in the comments, because it's very interesting to know, what's happening with you guys and if it gets fixed soon or not, because I think the things like that need to be addressed. But good news on my side, at least, I'm playing on the Xbox Series X and I've had no issues whatsoever. The game does seem to be performing as expected, which of course is pretty awesome. Now, as we can see, it does say that they have done a few bug fixes. In fact, quite a lot of bug fixes, I believe. They've also improved the balance of the game itself and reconfigured a few of the weapons as well. And they've also rebalanced the drops, the weapons, and armor pieces. So how that plays out, we're going to have to see. You're going to have to actually have a playthrough or two just to see how much more difficult this game is. Like I said, I believe they have reworked that boss difficulty. Now, I think what I'm most happy with reading through all of this is that many of the missions have been fixed. We have always had an issue where we have tried to play through some missions within this game. We've got halfway through the game, and unfortunately, because of the way the game works now, as in instead of the original way, a lot of the missions kind of get cut out and are pretty much broken. Now, hopefully, a lot of that is fixed. Now, there is supposed to be another update coming out with this, so what's not fixed today might be fixed tomorrow, or at least when that update does finally launch. Now, in time, I will be doing a full boss breakdown. We'll also be doing a full review of this DLC as well. And of course, starting a brand new playthrough as well. Now, we're going to be having a bit of a mess around tonight, just to see if a few different things still work or not. And tomorrow we will start an official brand new playthrough here on the channel on the Critically Clueless. And of course, guys, if you are starting to play this game, if you want to pick up this DLC, if you have been playing it, or perhaps you're on the fence about picking it up after all this time, let us know down in the comments. We'd be very interested just to see what the community feel about this. It's kind of controversial. This game launched quite a while ago. It launched with 2 DLCs. We only got 1 DLC, and of course the community was almost shunned and put in a closet and be like, hey, you guys are just gonna have to back up. And we got absolute radio silence on that, which is a real shame. However, what I can tell you is that I was actually a voice actor within this DLC. Unfortunately, one of the old voice actors didn't want to return for, the interactions with this new boss, so they asked me to step in. So if you happen to have any interactions with Frankie Donovan and, of course, this new boss, well, that is me doing that voice work. I did try my very best. I do apologize for the accent, but hey, you know what? I'm not actually Irish, but we had fun doing it anyway. I do also think that this new gangster that's been added is really interesting. I love her initiative. I think that, she's going to be hitting hard and fast very, very soon. She's got a few interesting abilities as well. Doesn't have the health pool that perhaps I feel that she needs for this role. But we haven't actually had a chance to, hands-on and play test her and see how she actually interacts with the rest of the game. So I guess the jury is out on just how good the Vanguard actually is. Personally, I'm still probably going to be leaning towards Enforcers. But again, if you have a chance to play this game before me in depth, let me know what you think of the new gangster class, the Vanguard, because it's an interesting one. Now, I do hear that there has been a dog added as well. And of course, I'm assuming there's a unique weapon being added as well as part, our missions, our gangster's unique story. Again, haven't had a chance to look into the dog just yet or the unique weapon, but they're two things that I'm very interested to see within our playthrough. But guys, that's all I've got for you in this video, unfortunately. I will be playing quite extensively within the future, so hopefully we'll be able to see just how everything unfolds and see if we can find any brand new exploits, because we all like an exploit when a new DLC or update launches. One thing I will say is that it wasn't actually included in those patch notes, or at least I didn't see it included, is that we can now dual wield. How that actually works, the dual wielding, I'm honestly not too sure right now. But as we can see in the top left slot, we have a primary slot. Now on the right hand side at the bottom, there's also a secondary slot, meaning that we can now officially dual wield in Empire of Sin. Now I think that's gone a little bit unnoticed because, hey, you know what, when I played I didn't even mess around with it, but after this video I am going to be loading the game back up, diving back into it and starting that let's play. So we're gonna have to check it out and just see how that works, because dual wielding sounds pretty awesome. Can you dual wield pistols? I believe so. Can you dual wield SMGs? Again, that's actually something I thought I read we could actually do. Could be really interesting. Another thing that I did also note that I haven't brought up so far is they have changed the black market. You should see increased better loot in that black market. We always had a case where the loot within the black market was just not really worth getting. Now apparently it's gonna be so. So again, jury's out, but we'll find out really soon. Until next time, I've been a Monk who's been Inquisitor Curious, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.
I'd like to give you more time, but I'm in a hurry. Let's cut to the chase.
As you say, I've been keeping an eye on your activities in Chicago from afar, and I got a proposition brewing. What if we strike a deal?
I'm ready to hear the details.